My heart sank when I saw my friend crying in front of her closet. "I have so many clothes and nothing to wear," she said. I recognized that feeling instantly. The same anguish I felt every day opening drawers full of stuff, but not being able to find anything. We live surrounded by things we buy to make us happy, but that end up stealing our peace. For years I thought I needed more space, more furniture, more organizers. I spent a fortune trying to solve a problem that only got worse, until I discovered something that completely changed my relationship with everything around me. The secret wasn't in organizing the things I had better, but in having less. Today my house has transformed into a space of tranquility that I never thought possible. And I didn't need complicated techniques or expensive products. I learned from Japanese wisdom that less is more, much more. I'm going to share with you the 7 transformations that freed me from chaos and brought peace to my life. The first transformation begins even before touching any object. It's a change in the way you think. I started to see my possessions not as achievements or status symbols, but as tools. Each object in my house began to have a clear function or bring me genuine joy. If it didn't meet either of those criteria, it didn't deserve to occupy my space. In the beginning, it was difficult. I grew up believing that success meant having a lot. That saving was a sign of foresight. Getting rid of things gave me anxiety. What if I needed it later? What if it's useful someday? And that gift I never used, but it came from someone special. The first step was to separate the sentimental value from the physical object. That sweater I got from my grandmother no longer fit me, but her love remains in me regardless of the fabric. I took a picture before donating it. The memory was preserved, but the physical space was freed up. I started with the easiest, clothes. I took everything out of the closet and put it on the bed. The amount scared me. How could one person use so much stuff? I separated it into 3 piles: love and wear frequently, like but rarely wear, and never wear. I was honest with myself. Those pants that haven't fit me in years weren't magically going to start fitting. The dress I bought on sale and never wore wasn't suddenly going to match my style. When I finished, my closet had less than half the pieces. And curiously, I started to dress better, faster, and with more confidence. Without the excess, I could clearly see my options. Each piece matched with several others. I put together outfits in minutes, without that feeling of having nothing to wear even with a full closet. Then I moved on to the kitchen. How many pans do I really use? How many cups, plates, silverware? If I have visitors once a month, why keep dishes for 20 people taking up space every day? I kept the essentials and a small extra for special occasions. The result was transformative. Washing the dishes stopped being a monumental task. The sink rarely got full. Finding utensils became easy. And the most surprising thing, I started cooking more and better. With fewer options, I knew each pan, each knife intimately, and used them more skillfully. The living room was the next challenge. Books I would never read again, ornaments collecting dust, furniture that only served to accumulate more things. Each item removed opened up not only physical, but mental space. The environment became more airy, easier to clean, more inviting. I realized that many things in my house only served to impress others. That china cabinet full of delicate pieces that I never used. The books on the shelf that I bought to look intellectual but had never opened. The decorative pillows that I needed to remove every time I wanted to sit comfortably on the couch. The second transformation came when I understood the power of empty space. In Japan, miyamiya is valued, the space between things. It's not necessary to fill every corner, every wall, every surface. Emptiness is not lack, it's presence. It's breathing room, it's possibility. I began to appreciate walls with few pictures, shelves with spaces between objects, free surfaces where the eyes could rest. My house no longer seemed empty, it seemed at peace. The third transformation was about routines. With fewer things, maintaining the house became infinitely simpler. I developed small daily habits that kept everything in order effortlessly. Each item gained a specific place. When using something, I immediately returned it to its place. No piles of, "I'll put it away later." No boxes of, "I need to organize this." When everything has its place, putting it away becomes as natural as breathing. Cleaning the house, which used to take a whole day, now takes just over an hour. Without excess to remove, clean underneath and put back. Without accumulations of dust on unnecessary ornaments. Without cluttered drawers to reorganize periodically. The fourth transformation happened when I stopped buying on impulse. Before acquiring anything new, I started asking 3 questions. Do I really need this? Do I already have something that fulfills the same function? Where am I going to store this? These simple questions reduced my purchases by more than 80%. I discovered that most of the needs were created by skillful marketing or social pressure, or worse, they were attempts to fill emotional voids with material things. I started going into stores with a specific intention, not as a pastime. My wish list gained a mandatory waiting period. If after 30 days I still wanted something, I considered the purchase. Most of the time, the impulse passed. The 5th transformation was about learning to value quality over quantity. I now prefer to have few excellent items to many mediocre ones. A good knife that lasts decades instead of several that need to be replaced constantly. Well-made clothes that don't fade after a few washes. Solid furniture that doesn't break with daily use. This means occasionally spending more on a single item, but saving a lot in the long run. In addition, quality objects bring small daily joys. The pleasure of using something that works perfectly, that is beautiful and durable. The 6th transformation was about documents and digital life. Our excess is not only in physical objects, but also in the thousands of files, photos, emails, and accounts that we accumulate digitally. I digitized important documents and discarded the papers. I created a simple digital filing system with clear names and few levels of folders. I deleted old emails, unnecessary subscriptions, applications that I rarely used. My cell phone and computer became faster and more useful. Finding information became easy. The feeling of digital overload, that anxiety of having thousands of unorganized photos, hundreds of unread emails, disappeared. The 7th and most profound transformation was internal. The less I depended on possessions to define who I am, the more freedom I felt to be authentic. The less time I spent managing things, the more time I had for meaningful experiences. My relationships improved. Without the constant mess, inviting people to my house stopped being a reason for stress. The harmonious space created an environment conducive to quiet conversations, to genuine presence. My sleep improved. Sleeping in a room free of visual distractions, with only the essentials, brought a quality of rest that medications couldn't provide. My productivity increased. A clean desk, with only what is needed for the task at hand, allowed total focus without distractions. Even my diet changed. An organized kitchen with visible and accessible ingredients encouraged healthier home-cooked meals. The space in the refrigerator and cabinets allowed me to see everything I had, avoiding waste. But perhaps the most surprising benefit has been financial. Buying less meant saving more. Knowing exactly what I have avoided duplicate purchases. Valuing what I already own drastically reduced the need for new things. Now, I want to share specific practices that I learned and adapted from the Japanese lifestyle. They are simple but deeply effective. Start with the 3-box test. Separate 3 large boxes and label them. Keep, donate, discard. Take a room or category, like clothes or books, and classify each item. Be honest. If you haven't used it in the last 12 months, you probably won't use it. If it's broken and you haven't fixed it by now, you probably won't fix it. Remember that donating is an act of generosity. That clothing that no longer fits you can make a big difference in someone else's life. Those books you've already read can inspire new readers. Your excesses can fill real needs of others. For items with sentimental value that you rarely use, create a memory box. Limit yourself to a single box, not several. Choose only what really matters. That concert ticket can represent an entire phase of your life without needing to keep the t-shirt, the poster, and the program. Adopt the one-in, one-out system. For each new item you bring home, something equivalent needs to leave. This maintains balance and avoids the gradual accumulation that we don't even notice. Create zones in your house. Clearly define the purpose of each space and keep only what serves that purpose. Bedroom is for rest, not for work. Kitchen is for preparing food, not for storing papers. When we mix functions, we create visual and mental confusion. Practice the 5-minute daily cleanup. Before sleeping, dedicate 5 minutes to return items to their place, clean surfaces, prepare the environment for the next day. This small habit prevents the accumulation of clutter that makes cleaning a monumental task. Value empty spaces in drawers and cabinets. Don't see them as waste, but as the ability to breathe. When a closet is 70% full, it's easy to find and remove items. When it's 100% full, it becomes a daily struggle. Learn to fold clothes vertically. Instead of stacking t-shirts on top of each other, fold them so that they stand up like files. This allows you to see all the pieces at once without messing up piles. Eliminate unnecessary duplicates. How many scissors do you need? How many mugs? A family of 4 rarely needs more than 8 plates or cups. Adopt the 30-second rule. If something takes less than 30 seconds to do it immediately. Hang up your coat instead of throwing it on the couch. Put the cup in the dishwasher instead of leaving it on the table. File a document instead of creating a to-file-later pile. Keep a permanent donation box in a closet. When you realize that something no longer serves you, put it in the box immediately. When it's full, take it for donation. This makes detachment a continuous process, not an occasional traumatic event. Practice gratitude for objects before getting rid of them. Thank them for the service they provided, for the memories they provided. This transforms the act of getting rid of something into a positive experience, not a loss. For papers and documents, establish the habit of scanning and discarding. Most documents don't need to be kept physically. A well-filed digital photo is easier to find and doesn't take up physical space. Create a quantity limit for collections. If you like books, define how many your shelf can comfortably hold. If you collect something, determine a maximum number or the space you can dedicate. When you reach the limit, to add something new, something old will need to leave. Rethink your drawers. Most are misused, with items thrown in without criteria. Simple dividers transform chaos into order. Group items by function and frequency of use. Stop saving just in case. Those piles of plastic bags, empty boxes, pieces of string, most will never be used. And if you need it someday, you can probably get it again easily. Evaluate your cleaning products. You probably have much more than you need. Most tasks can be performed with few multi-purpose products. Less variety means less space occupied and less confusion about which to use. For children, establish the toy rotation system. Keep only a few available, storing the rest. Every few weeks, switch them. This keeps children interested, reduces clutter, and teaches that we don't need everything available all the time. In the kitchen, re-evaluate utensils specific to a single function. That avocado slicer, the egg separator, the garlic peeler, most can be replaced by a good knife and basic skill. In the bathroom, simplify your personal care routine. How many products really make a difference? How many are marketing disguised as necessity? Fewer products means more space, fewer daily decisions, less waste. When organizing, think in terms of accessibility. What you use daily should be within easy reach. What you use monthly can be in less accessible locations. What you use annually can be stored in storage areas. Adopt the habit of sweeping when leaving a room. Take with you anything that belongs somewhere else. This simple gesture prevents the gradual accumulation of items out of place. Question the need for large furniture. Often they only exist to accommodate more things. A smaller closet encourages you to keep less. A smaller bookshelf encourages a more selective book collection. Re-evaluate your relationship with souvenirs and mementos. A well-taken photo captures the memory without adding an object to your house. If you still want to bring something, choose something useful that integrates naturally into your daily life. For clothing, adopt the concept of a capsule wardrobe, a limited number of pieces that combine with each other. This simplifies daily choice and ensures that you really use and like everything you have. Appreciate the concept of objects that age beautifully. An iron pan that develops its own natural layer with use. A wooden table that gains character over the years. A leather bag that molds to your use. These objects don't need to be replaced. They get better with time. As for decoration, seek meaning, not quantity. A single item with personal history brings more joy than 10 bought just to fill space. Each piece must earn its place in your house. Establish regular moments of reflection on your possessions. With each change of season, observe if your belongings still serve your current life. Our tastes, needs, and circumstances change. Our belongings should accompany these changes. Remember, organization is a means, not an end. The goal isn't to have a house that looks like it came out of a magazine, but to create a space that supports your life, your priorities, and your well-being. When you feel the urge to buy something new, ask yourself, will this simplify my life or complicate it? Will it require maintenance, space, attention? The cost goes beyond the price paid. It includes the time and energy dedicated to caring for it, storing it, and cleaning it. Ultimately, understand that minimalism isn't about aesthetics. It's about freedom. Freedom from the excess that drains your resources. Freedom from the pressure to always have more. Freedom to focus on what really matters. The transformation of my home reflected the transformation of my mind. The more I freed myself from physical excess, the more mental clarity I found. Decisions became easier. Priorities became clearer. My attention more focused. In the beginning, I thought I was just organizing my house. I realized I was reorganizing my life, redefining my values, rebuilding my relationship with the material world. I don't promise it will be easy. There will be resistance, from family members who don't understand, from deeply ingrained habits, from irrational fears of, what if I need it someday? But I promise it's worth it. Imagine waking up in a room where every object has meaning. Preparing coffee in a kitchen where everything is at hand, without obstacles. Getting dressed quickly with clothes you love, without the frustration of rummaging through pieces that no longer fit. Working in a space free from distractions. Relaxing in a room that breathes tranquility. This isn't a distant reality. It doesn't require extraordinary resources or special skills. It only requires a willingness to question excess, the courage to get rid of the unnecessary, and consistency to keep only what serves your purpose in life. The beauty of the Japanese style isn't in special objects or secret techniques. It's in intentional simplicity, in respect for space, in attention to the small details of everyday life, in the understanding that less can be infinitely more. Your path will be unique, because your life is unique. Adapt these principles to your reality. Find your own rhythm. Celebrate small victories. Don't strive for perfection, but continuous progress. Remember that this process isn't about losing, but about gaining. Gaining clarity, gaining time, gaining energy, gaining peace. The feeling of lightness when you free yourself from the weight of excess is incomparable. Before you know it, you won't just be transforming your home, you'll be transforming your entire life. And that journey, I can guarantee, is the beginning of a freedom you never imagined possible. Share this blessed video so that it can touch and help other people like you and me. Don't forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for being part of our faith community. If you would like to support our channel a little more, consider becoming a channel member. I'll leave 2 more videos here so you can continue your search. Thank you and God bless you all. See you later.